So, I watched all of ONIC's games, especially CW, from MPL to his wild live streams, just to figure out how an MPL champion plays in the gold lane. But what makes this tutorial different is we will start from the draft phase and slowly move forward until the enemy base is destroyed. Not only that, we will also see how everything I explain here is directly practiced by CW himself. Alright, let's start with the draft. We will split it into two parts. Number 1, picking the right hero, and number 2, picking the right talent. Gold lane heroes are generally divided into two types. Strong in early but weak in late like Ranger, weak in early but strong in late like Claude. To choose the right gold laner, look at your team's composition. If your mid and jungle are strong early like Luo Yi and Baxia, it's better to pick a late game marksman like Nathan or Claude, so you can become the team's insurance for the late game. But if your mid or jungler is weak early like Sicilian or Olus, pick a marksman that can carry early so your team doesn't get snowballed. Also, you must pay attention to hero counters like Leslie countering Claude or Claude countering Nathan. Don't let yourself get counter-picked or you will suffer in the lane. Once you have picked the right hero, it's useless if your talents are wrong. So follow this talent guide. First, look at whether you win or lose hero power versus the enemy marksman. If you lose, bring one defensive talent like Tenacity or Quantum Charge. If you win, bring a snowball talent like Bargain Hunter, which makes items cheaper, or Weapon Master. Boost your physical attack with items. Make sure the talent matches your hero's kit. Let's see this in action during the MPL Season 13 Grand Final. In Game 1, CW picked Claude, a late game hero, so ONIC drafted early game heroes like Fredrin and Pokito. Same in the Game 6, CW picked Claude and his team picked Baxia. In Game 2, CW picked Roger, an early game hero, so the team picked Forza and Fanny to guarantee the late game power. Phase 1 early game, minute 0 to 5. This is the laning phase, where minions brings bonus gold cards and tower plating is still up, so you earn more gold. As a gold laner, you must last hit every minion, it's non-negotiable. That's how you secure gold during lane. There are two situations now. You win hero power or you lose hero power. If you win, freeze the enemy wave and make them miss gold and XP. Zone the enemy marksman so they can't reach your minions. Play as aggressive as possible to make their lane life miserable, but this puts you in a risky position since you will be further up the lane, so check the minimap often. If the enemy mid laner or roamer disappears, you gotta back off. Now, if you lose hero power, then you will have a hard time trading, so play safe. Maximize defensive talents like Quantum Charge to heal from poke. Use your range and mobility to stay alive. Your job isn't to kill, it's to survive and minimize goal difference. Only go aggressive if a teammate comes to help. Otherwise, just focus on scaling until your core item is complete. If the lane becomes hopeless, is that you get ganked or face 2v1 situations, check the map and look for macro opportunities to secure kills via roaming. Always watch the map. You are the most hated player by the enemy. If someone disappears, just back off. Don't be surprised if 4 people show up to gank you. To stay safe, don't stand in the red zones on the map. Stick to safe green zones instead. Okay, so how CW plays early game? In one game, CW used Beatrix vs Claude. Since Beatrix has a stronger early power, he played super aggressive, freezing enemy minions to deny gold, constantly trading damage because he wins trades, last hitting every minion, backing off immediately when enemy jungle disappears. But what if he's the one losing hero power? In another game, he used Claude vs Beatrix. This time, he played safe, rarely traded damage, used skill 1 to last hit. Every time Beatrix stepped forward, he used skill 2 to disengage. Only went aggressive when a teammate helped in gank. Now we have come to the mid game, minute 5 to 8. This is when Lord hasn't spawned yet, and turrets no longer give plating or bonus gold. Players usually have 1 to 2 items now, and this is where your macro skills get tested, because small skirmishes and ganks will start. Your role as a gold laner is still to farm and make money. Clear side lane minions, clear jungle camps, help with turtle, cover mid lane. You have many options. It all depends on your team's rotation. Just don't get too greedy farming. If there is a nearby fight, join in, but make sure you enter team fights last after the enemy has used their skills, so you don't get burst instantly. Now, how CW plays mid game? He starts looking for roam chances. After getting his first item, he immediately runs towards turtle to help fight. He always enters fights last after enemy skills are used. If he is too far from the fight, he will just push his lane instead of rotating. Late game, after Lord spawns. Okay, so now we are in the late game. Everyone is focused on clearing waves, especially far from Lord. You must not show up on the map too often. If you get caught even once, the enemy will all in and you will die. And if you die, they will get Lord easily. So don't die carelessly. The safest way to contribute as a marksman is hide in the bushes, wait for enemies to use their skills, then enter the fight from the back. Never ever go in first. Always enter last and target enemy mage. But if the enemy marksman didn't build Wind of Nature, or you are using a magic marksman like Nutton or Harith, you can go for the enemy marksman instead. If no one is in the range, just find a safe angle and hit whoever's in the front. Your job is to stay alive and deal as much damage as possible. Use walls or your teammates to keep your distance. Okay, now let's see how CW plays late game. CW only steps into bushes already cleared by his teammates. He never shows up on the map unnecessarily because it's extremely dangerous. In fact, in one match, the enemy Claude blundered by appearing on the map. CW even pointed out it was a mistake. Once you are spotted, the enemy will target you immediately. CW always sticks with his team, never goes solo because he knows his main job is to deal damage. What makes him a great marksman is knowing when to hit tanks and when to switch to squishy targets. Alright, it's time for the recap. There are 4 phases to every match: draft, early game, mid game and late game. In the draft, pick your marksman based on your team's comp. Some are early strong, late weak like Ranger, some are early weak, late strong like Claude. Also pick talents based on matchup. If you lose power, take defensive talents, and if you win power, take snowball talents. In early game, if you win lane, zone and freeze. If you lose lane, play safe and scale. In mid game, focus on farming, helping your team and joining fights smartly. In late game, don't show up on the map, don't die and maximize damage from a safe position. Wait a second, before you go, I have a bonus tip for you all. Wanna know the one thing pro players do that most mythic players still ignore? It's not the mechanics, it's not item builds, it's not even rotation. It's something way simpler but way more effective. And that is understanding aggro timing. Aggro timing means knowing when it's your turn to step forward and take control and when to back off and let your team absorb pressure. Most players lose fights not because they are weak but because they step forward at the wrong time. Let me explain. The mistake most players make. Here's what you usually see in ranked. A team fight breaks out, all 5 players rush in and the MM dies first and the game is over. Why? Because the marksman walked up before the enemy used their skills. Wrong aggro timing. Now what you should do instead? If you are a marksman or any backline hero, never be the first to engage. Let the tank, the roamer or even the XP laner go in first. Wait for the enemy crowd control, the ultimates, the AoE skills, then it's your time to step in and clean up. That's perfect aggro timing. And this doesn't just apply in team fights, it matters in poking under turret, taking objectives, zoning during lord fights, even wave clearing under pressure. So master your aggro timing and I guarantee you will win more team fights, stay alive longer and carry games like a pro. And hey, if you want a separate full video just on aggro timing, how to learn it, how to read fights and how to practice it, let me know in the comments. I might just break it down frame by frame in the next one. Alright, and that's how CW dominates gold lane like an MPL champ. If this helped you, hit that like button, subscribe and drop a comment if you want me to break down another pro player next. Until then, keep farming, keep climbing and I will see you in the next battle. You can check this video out as well.